Welcome to the Officer Autumn Show podcast, the realest and most upfront podcast designed specifically for female first responders. I'm your host, Autumn Clifford, and I hope you enjoy this podcast. So how about a jewelry company made and designed by a medically retired female officer? Yeah, let's support her. It's called Blue Monarch Co. You can find it on Instagram. You'll be able to check it out in the show notes. Anyways, I've been wearing this necklace from her company since January. It has come I don't take it off. It comes in the shower, it comes in the tanning booth, it goes everywhere with me, and it looks amazing still. Go check it out because right now she's offering you, as one of my listeners, 40% off. The code is going to be right down in the show notes, along with the link to her website, and you can go check out the pictures of me wearing my angel necklace on Instagram if you have any questions. Hope you check them out. So a question that has slid into my DMs that I thought I would discuss is very similar to another episode you're going to hear about the work and home balance life, work on duty and off duty. But this one is a woman who is saying, how have you found balance with you and your partner both being Leos? SOS, it sucks. So I am no longer full-time law enforcement. Okay. He and I were together for 5 of the years that we were both police officers. And yeah, it fucking sucked. So I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to give you a little riff. I'm going to try to help you out the best I can. I also coach a lot of people and on this. And so I'm going to try to help you out. So here's the thing. Okay. It's like this. You have to understand, you've got 2 fucking type A alpha motherfuckers in a relationship. And it is incredibly hard. And by and large, the woman is expected to bend. The woman is expected to, I don't know, give in maybe, or like not be so alpha. The woman is expected not to work all of the time. I mean, and there are like societal gender roles that whether you believe in them or not, like they're there. So like it's a conversation for you guys to have, what the expectations are. And like some things that you need to reflect on is like, were you guys both, like, did you guys get together as both cops? Okay. So that's a question. And because then you guys both knew the expectation, like you knew both of you were going to be fucking busy. Both of you are going to be getting called out, whatever. If like one of you wasn't a cop and then one of you became a cop, or you both became cops while you were together, like then just constant communication about like what the expectation is. Or like the other option is to just be talking about it like all the time. What are your expectations? Where are your expectations misaligned? What is actually not working out? A lot of us build these stories in our head. We have these expectations, whether they're right or they're wrong, it doesn't fucking matter. What we have are expectations of one another, and we have expectations of what a relationship looks like, whether, when we're with other people. That's what happens. And so, I don't know, like, have you sat down and had that conversation? Like, what is the bump in the road? Like, get specific. Now, for a lot of cops, it'll look like this. It'll be like, you guys are both fucking exhausted. And maybe you have kids. Maybe you don't. But kids are going to add a lot because you're both exhausted. You're not really seeing each other. You're obviously probably not super intimate because you're so smoked. You might be working different shifts. The house is a fucking mess. Most cops don't make a ton of money, so maybe potentially money is, getting added into this. Maybe you guys have overstretched and now like you guys have to work overtime. Like there's just so many dynamics that go into this. And so it's getting clear on this, and it's emptying your plate with whatever you can empty your plate with. Okay. It's having the hard conversations. Like, Where are you feeling misaligned? Like, what isn't working? What the fuck isn't working? And getting clear on that. Like, I just want to tell you, yeah, it fucking sucks. It's hard. It's hard. Both being cops and now me just being me and my husband being full-time. Like, it's hard. Like, I am type A. It's very fucking clear. I am type A. Like, yeah, I'm in your face. Like, I'm out there. I'm doing the things. He is too. Like, he is a sergeant in the state police and he's dealing with a lot of stuff and he's in charge of a lot of things and he's the boss in a lot of ways, right? And so then when he comes home, who the fuck's the boss of the house? You know what I mean? Like those are conversations that have to be had. And it is incredibly difficult as a type A woman to be in a relationship with a type A man. I'm just being very honest. And then or like just another type A woman, right? Like, so two type A's being in a relationship can be incredibly difficult, but here's the fucking problem with that. The problem is none of us want to be with a beta. None of us want to be with anybody other than a type A officer. None of us want to be with anybody other than a cop, because the cops are who, like, what get us, like what understand us. So it's a real thing, how do we balance it? A lot of fucking talks, a lot of talking, allowing one another to be who the fuck they are and encouraging that and encouraging the other person to fill their cup up. A lot of sex, like straight up, like that's important. And people, when you're smoked all the time and like you're tired, no, you don't want to do it. You do not want to do it, straight up. But sex is a huge, component to relationships. And it's like men's number one love language. It's like all men have that love language. So that, and both people in a relationship have to feel loved and they have to feel secure. And so just be thinking about that and and one thing I just want to urge anybody who's in a relationship who might not be fully happy is to get clear on what it is you're not happy about before you go and like talk to your spouse and you're like, and you're mean to your spouse and you're like, this fucking sucks. This isn't working. And it's like, well, what specifically isn't working and why? Because I'm going to just give you a little bit of a lesson from my own life and from my clients' lives. We tend to look at outside people to fill our fucking cups up. That's what we tend to look at. We tend to look at the people on the outside and ask them to, and not ask, but like want them to fill our cups. And that's the truth. And that's not right, because you're never going to be fully fulfilled. Nobody can ever fill your cup. You have to fill your cup. And then if your cup is not filled, then you're going into this relationship like already empty and at a deficit and expecting the other person to fucking fill you up. I promise it's not going to be good. It just isn't. It just fucking isn't. So I hope this was a little helpful. At the end of the day, it's hard. You're not alone. Communication is key. Understanding yourself, filling your cup up, understanding what's not working and being very deliberate about that and sitting the other person down and asking the other person, like, what the fuck is not working for them and how can you be better and how do they feel the relationship can be better? I mean, and I don't know, like, is everything worth you being in control over everything? Like, that's a question. Like, I let Adam be in control of a lot at home. Like, not like he's not like controlling of the household, but like I let him make a lot of decisions because I'm just like, well, it doesn't matter to me. I know what matters to me. The things that I give a shit about matter to me. But like, also, he's really good about including me in all of the decisions and having discussions with me. And and if we disagree, we've gotten, like, when we were younger, we weren't good at this. Like, I was not good. I was not good at talking. I'd rather just freak out. But the older I've gotten, the more I just would rather just talk about a situation. I just want to talk it out. And because I realize that yelling and freaking out doesn't fucking get anywhere. It's so pointless and stupid. So we all just need to come to realization of that too. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, come right to the DMs. Let me know. I'm happy to help. If this was helpful, if you could leave me a review, that'd be fucking fantastic. If you're not on the email list and you want to be, you can get right into the show notes. And I'll see you next time.